G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So today I'm going to glue the glass into the ply tanks, but the only problem is the sun is going down and I still haven't got patio lights because the electrician is just not cool. For those who've been following at home, the electrician still has not come from the fire damage. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. What are we gluing the windows in with? Where's some light? If I go over here, look. There's some light. Selly's Marine Flex. Obviously not a sponsored post. I've got no idea how well this is going to hold. I always use Sikaflex, but this stuff is almost half the price. So I figured I'll be the guinea pig. I'll try it out and I'll tell you guys whether it works or not. With the ply tanks, the glass pushes against the frame and the water pushes, well, it does that. It pushes the glass against the frame. So technically this isn't really adhering to the tank, it's more acting like a gasket, if that makes sense. The glass will always be pushing against the frame and this will be in between it, so there's no reason it should ever leak. My koi pond windows don't leak and that's a prime example of it. Look at this guy. Just having a feed. Oh look, it's dark there. This is going to be a horrible video for lighting. But anyway, so my plan is I'm going to see the tanks. I'm going to glue the tanks up on the trestles, and then I'm actually going to put the tanks down on the top because the decking's level. So that way I know that the front rail of the tank is actually sitting level. Sorry about the light, guys. So that way I know that the glass is glued in as flat as possible. I don't want to leave it on the trestles while the glue's drying because it could dry uneven and all that sort of jazz. So I was trying to think of how I could like brace the top of the tank on the trestles or the face of the tank so it doesn't bow or anything. And the simplest thing I can think of is put it straight down on the decking. I leveled the decking, so it must be at least close to level because I think I'm good at that sort of thing. Yeah, I've got confidence in myself. So basically, I don't know how I'm going to film this because it's only me and my missus and she's normally the filmer. So I'll figure something out. One-handed glass installation, hey? Alright, so I flipped the top over. The other side's drier. I've got the first tank there ready to go. And then I've got the glass in here. So I've only got a tiny bit of acetone. So I'm basically going to wipe it down with a dry rag. And I've got a screaming bird who's not happy because I'm not letting him out. And I can't let him out while I've got the door open. So then a little bit of acetone. I don't have much, so I'm only going to wipe the edges to get the fingerprints off. Basically the problem is the skin, the oil on our skin. That's what we're here to get off. And then once the glass is clean, there's fingerprints on the other side playing tricks on me. Alright, so once the glass is clean, to put that in, we're actually going to wear gloves. Alright, so this is where this caulking gun really shines. So I'm just putting a thick bead around. I've got one tube per tank, so hopefully I can guesstimate one tube pretty accurately. But obviously I'm only guessing here. How far have we got now? Might need to start going a little bit faster. I'm probably overdoing it by a mile here. But I'd rather overdo it than not have enough. Obviously, no gaps in the Sikaflex. I'm calling it Sikaflex, but it's not. I think I'm going to be pretty spot on one tube here, and the hardest part is thinking about direction. You've got to keep changing the way you hold the gun. I wouldn't say it's hard actually, but you just got to think about it. Stop and start where you need to. Obviously, if I had a hand corking gun, I wouldn't get the consistency I've achieved there. This spit here is a little bit light. You could actually see there I'd started to panic with how much I had left. Got a bit thinner. I think that should be it, guys. Alright, so quicker. This is where it gets fun, guys. You gotta get on your knee. That's what he said. Alright, so this is why it's on trestles. Because it needs to be inside the tank. It fits at least. My measurements are right. I never did a dry fit. Want that glue to dry in the right position. I left my gloves underneath. Alright guys, so this corner's not actually touching the decking. I don't really know whether to stress about that or not. The problem is these have been sitting on those trestles for so long and they weren't leveled. So if I get that one's empty. What have we got, guys? Do we just put a pot plant on it? Oh my god, this is the lightest pot plant I've ever lifted. Pot plant might not do it in this case. Yeah, pot plant's enough. Wow, that is so light. I was really not expecting that. I was like, let's put a heavy pot plant on it. Alright, so I'm going to glue the other two in and get back to you guys. It's a bit of a stressful situation and trying to film it all at the same time. I'll just be back, alright? Guys, check it out. 1, 2, 3. Now I've actually already recorded this clip, but I forgot to take it out of hyperlapse. So we're going for round 2. I can't remember what I said, so let's try to recite it. Alright, so there was a tiny little pinhole there and I filled it with black, but I'm actually going to go over these tanks before I put any water in them, because just for peace of mind, any pinholes I'll throw some silicone or something in it. I think I've done quite well with these tanks because I've got a bit of experience fiberglassing now, but I am still nervous because the first ones I did had heaps of pinholes to the point I actually had to get some filler and fill the pinholes. I really stuffed up on the first ones. But anyway, the tanks are finished. Well, finished for the 3rd time or 4th time. Remember I told you the other day they're finished. But they're watertight now, so that's like proper finished. We've still got to drill the bulkheads, but I want to put them in the room and see where I'm going to situate them first because I haven't decided which end of the rack I'm going to put it at. I'm still happy for you guys to drop comments and tell me what end you think. Someone said put them at one end and put guppy tanks in there. That is definitely a possibility. The tanks, I can fit like 1 foot by 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot. That's still, I can't think off the top of my head. I'm guessing about 80 to 100 litre tank. No, 60 to 80 litre tank at a guess. That's a real stab in the dark, guys. But anyway, point being, they'll be alright for guppies. If I do that, they'll actually be the smallest tank in the room, because at the moment, besides those little ones which are about to get removed when these goes in, the smallest permanent tank is actually 2.5 foot by 2 foot by 18. So if I do put little tanks there, they will be the smallest tanks in the room. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. So you would have had 3 days without videos. I did put a Patreon video up last night, but besides that, you guys had no video Saturday, no video Sunday, and no video Monday. I feel kind of bad about it, but I pretty much worked a 70-hour week. It was just, I couldn't do it and vlog. It was too much. And like I said to you guys the other week, I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself vlogging. I'm going to miss some more days here and there. But hopefully quality over quantity, I guess. If I miss a few days, it amps things up like this. We got the glass glued in. That's huge. I think it's a good episode for the channel. I think it's something a lot of you have been waiting for. I really hope I explained it well enough, because I know there was a couple of comments asking me to explain it when I glued it in. As you saw, but it is very simple gluing it in. It's just a consistent bead. That's all you've got to worry about. You don't want bubbles in it and stuff, so you want a nice fat bead, and then when it drops on, it pushes the bead out. But hopefully I explained it well enough for you. If I didn't, drop a comment. I'll reply to it. Even though I don't reply to a lot of the comments, guys, I read every single one. I really don't like the YouTube studio layout. I'll like read a comment and then it just disappears. I don't know where they go. It actually really annoys me. So if any of you guys actually know about that, drop a comment that that might disappear. That doesn't really work. If anybody knows, I know I can access the flagged ones on the computer, but if anybody knows if you can do it on the mobile, send me a PM on Facebook or something. Just anything to tell me how to read my comments properly, because it's probably the most annoying thing about vlogging is I miss half of the comments. But anyway, guys, are you happy with that? Because I am. If you're happy with it, give the video a like. If you want to subscribe for more and see these tanks full of water, hit that little red button. I'll probably do a hyperlapse for the fill, so if they do break, you'll see it on camera. They're not going to break, but don't be silly. They're going to hold water. The racks aren't going to collapse or anything. I mean, what could go wrong? Racks with no back legs. Definitely safe as houses. But anyway, guys, peace out.